Your smart speakers, and we've got plenty to get through between now and 9 o'clock this Monday evening. We'll kick off by looking back on all of the weekend's cricket action. There were wins in Division 1 for Carew, Cresselly, Narberth, Loreni and Neyland. Plenty of runs scored and wickets taken as well over the weekend. We'll be joined tonight by a triathlete, Rodri Morgans, who's fresh from competing in a gruelling event in Fishguard and Goodwick yesterday. And after a disappointing international break, is that the end for Rob Page? At least he didn't lose to Iceland anyway. We'll do some previews ahead of the Euros as well, which kick off on Friday. Gordon and Fraser with me in the studio in Haverfordwest. Gordon, how are you?
I'm very good, Ben. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm not bad at all, thank you. Fraser, you well?
Not too bad at all, mate. Fatigued after a long weekend, but on duty. Not like Mr. Dyer and gallivanting away in a foreign country, but more on that again.
Yeah, I'm sure more on that to come. And Tom will be back with us pretty soon, we hope, on Pure West Sport, of course. I don't know if he's on the breakfast show tomorrow morning. He did have a successful stag do by all accounts. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there for now because he's not here to defend himself. So we shouldn't go into too much detail. A good sporting weekend, though, for the two of you. Fraser, what were you up to? Were you playing?
Yeah, absolutely. Scraped past Pembroke seconds at home. Was actually looking very good on 16-17 and contrived to run myself out, thinking I was as quick as I used to be, pushing for two. So that was a lesson learned from me there. And then I was actually at a junior festival with my boy in the Llanrhian under nines on Sunday. And they played hook, and then in work last night, which I took in the delights of Wales, Slovenia, and Soccer Aid. I've had better evenings on both counts, to be honest.
I'll be honest, Soccer Aid was a good game, actually.
Well,
Soccer was.
Well, apparently England won that one, didn't they?
England did win that one, yeah. Unlike the Iceland game on Friday night. What about yourself, Gord? Were you out and about over the weekend?
Yeah, I went to Johnstone Division 2 derby game, Johnstone versus Hook. Good game there. Hook ended up winning that one, Ben. I popped at Burton then, where Toby Heyman and Joseph Kiff were at the wicket and scoring loads of runs, much to the dismay of Pembroke Dock. Then I popped down to Langham. Langham were playing Carew, and lo and behold, we had Steve Inwood and Steve Mills, who I've seen for the last 3 weeks batting really well, until Inwood got him out with a silly shot for him. But Millsy went on to score a century, and Carew went on to win the game.
Century in a losing cause.
Yeah. And then I popped to Neyland, and they were playing Saunders.
St. Ishmael's.
Tish, that's
Tish,
right. Sorry,
yeah.
not Saunders, but Tish. They were playing Tish. Tish was batting first. Carl Reid got himself for a cheap score for him, 32, but they put up a good fight. But in the end, it was again the champions doing the necessary business to collect the points and sit pretty at the top of the table.
Gordon's picked a few of those out there, Fraser. There were plenty of runs scored, and he mentioned Steve Mills, 119, as he said, in a losing cause for Langham, 119 out of 212. That was a good knock. 112 as well for Scott Arthur for Cresselly.
Yeah.
Good to see plenty of runs being scored in decent batting conditions then on Saturday.
Yeah, I think the pattern now is beginning to change a bit. Obviously, we had so much rain and much was made of that, and the build-up to this season, pitches were probably still a bit turgid and difficult to bat on. But now we've had a few weeks of sunshine. They are hardening up now, and it's showing with the scores for sure. Got Arthur's first turn in Division 1. Gordon just to inform me, which surprises me for a player of his class. But Steve Mills, we know what he can do, and to do that in a losing cause. But the league's taking shape now. I think a three-way battle at the moment between Neyland, Cresselly, and Carew. So, I fear at the other end of the table of Haverfordwest. Got to say that now. We're already 16 points adrift. Bit of a false dawn on that opening day when they hammered an under-strength Langham. They haven't won since. So
no, Adam James seems to be injured, Fraser, so he's a crucial part of Haverfordwest.
Absolutely, yeah.
And things aren't looking good there at the moment, mate. You're right.
No, but it's going to be fascinating if you look at it. That they're 13 points off safety, but then Whitland, Narberth, Langham all within 3 points of each other. Tish, they've got a bit of work to do. They're just 10 clear of the bottom two. So no one's pulling away, so it could be very much an almost like two leagues in one at the moment.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cricket to be played yet. There's
course,
only 6 games of the season gone as well, isn't there? So, it'll be interesting next 6 games to see where we're at then.
But yes, 6 games, so you can start to kind of look at the table and just see it taking shape a bit now, can't you? No surprise, Nayland topping the table, 109, Cresselli on 108, Carew on 100, and Loreni then fourth on 78 points. Do you think, chaps, the shape of the table after 6 games is as you would expect, and do you see that altering now as we go into the next block of 6?
Yeah, I don't think there's any great surprises in there. Certainly not with the top 3. No. I think, Cresselli, we should mention Hard Dunbar. Obviously, they were rained off in Nayland when on the brink of winning that game, and they'll feel like they should be top of the table. And Carew just had that one blip, actually, that one defeat. Otherwise, they'd feel they could be top as well. But yeah, I think it's things will fluctuate, you're right, but I think that's in Division 1, a pretty realistic table of how things will end up. I think it'll be Nayland, Carew and Cresselli, the winner coming from those 3. And I think Haverfordwest are going to struggle to stay up at this rate. Langham, slow start, but do have the class of Mills and Inwood back now, which will be a huge difference for them. And you look at Division 2 as well. Burton setting the pace. I'd expect them to win Division 2 this year. And
Herby have played well.
Herby are playing well too. They've bounced back well.
They have.
Yeah. We should mention the second division, but Burton top, as you say, Fraser, 104. Herbranston second, 96. Carew seconds in third on 81. They're quite closely bunched, aren't they? Hook in fourth on 76 points, and there's some big runs scored in the second division as well, with some pretty decent scores. I think Pembroke scored 289 to beat Llanryan.
I can confirm that's true.
Yeah, which is a decent effort.
Bring that one up, Ben. There was no need to do that. Subtly brought in.
Well, sorry, Fraser, were you in the first team on Saturday?
No. Good God, no.
I thought you'd been rewarded for a good start to the season.
Not as yet, and thank God I wasn't, because I think I would have been watching a lot of balls sail on my head as Billy Wood hammered 96, to be fair.
Yeah, and a couple of hundreds as well, I think, in Division 2. I think David Dredge for Lamphy, 121 not out, which is good. And I think it's been a bit of a balance at the start of the season, hasn't it? Some weeks we've seen the bowlers do quite well, but these last couple, is there a reason why we've suddenly started seeing some decent runs scored? Do you think? Is it the weather?
I'd say so.
Fraser just explained that to you, Ben, if you were listening, mate.
No, to better batting conditions. Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, 100%.
I'd say so. I think there'll be big runs scored the next few weeks. Although, of course, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. A bit of rain forecast Thursday, Friday. Is that right?
Not very good. Not very good this weekend. And isn't very good.
It does look a little bit trickier, doesn't it, as the weeks go on, definitely. One game where there wasn't many runs scored, lowest score of the week, was in Division 6. Did you see this one?
Ridiculous. 8, was it?
Whitland thirds were all out for 5. And Kilgetty knocked them off by 9 wickets, so they were 8 for 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was in the 6th division.
I'm pretty sure Pembroke got seconds were maybe all out for 3 a couple of years ago.
I was going to ask you,
even lower was it?
So I think it was maybe low. It couldn't be much lower, but Gordon might be right. It might even be 1 or 2. That's the lowest score I've ever known in Pembrokeshire, but. 5. You'd be happy with Kilgetty. All these players' partners moaning about them being out all day. Back by 5-2, wouldn't you?
I was going to say, I don't think tea would have even been served, would it? It wouldn't have even been made for the break between innings. Yeah. What's the highest score that you two have known in a Pembrokeshire League game? Do we know?
There was a score of 400 from Nayland last year against Narberth.
Incredible,
404, I believe. I'm actually just looking at that game in Division 6. It's just tickled me slightly that Whitland Thirst won the toss and opted to bat. Must have looked at a nicer track than it played.
Won the toss and batted, and then discovered it was doing a little bit. I think was probably the way there.
I'm not sure if they were playing at Llandewi Velfrey, but if so, you do get bombs on that pitch. But even still, you'd like to have posted a little more.
Yeah. We should just mention as well, we had second round matches played last week as well, didn't we? In the Harris and Allen. I don't know if the two of you followed those.
Carew beat Nayland. No, I mean Nayland beat Carew, I should say.
Yes, by 6 wickets in a second round game, which is early in the competition for those two teams to be beating, really. But there were some interesting scores across all of the matches that were played last week. Pembroke beating Narberth by 2 wickets on Thursday. Crummick losing to Saundersfoot. Langham beating Herbranston. Loreni were winners against St Ishmael's. Cresselly going through against Hook as well. But that's into the quarter-final stage now, the Harrison Allen.
Yeah.
That's right, and the draw, I believe, been done for that, hasn't it? We've actually got it here. We've got Pembroke against Burton, so we'll have a Division 2 side in the semi-finals again. I think that'll be the first time since 2020, maybe. We've got Saundersfoot against Neyland. Neyland going away again, but you would fancy them to come through. Yeah, Loreni, good Harrison Allen team. They're at home to Pembroke Dock. Final within their grasp again, and Langham at home to Cresselly, and that'll be a big game because you'd fancy Cresselly in Saturday cricket at the moment against Langham, but the two players we just mentioned, Inwood and Mills,
if they come off, they could cause some problems
in a 22 over affair as well. So you'd say Neyland obvious favourites if you're looking at recent history. Beating Care was huge, actually. I thought it was a tricky score. Paul Murray striking the ball wonderfully at the moment to not chase that down in 19 overs. And I thought if Carey were going to beat him, it was going to be in a one-innings game. You don't fancy them losing over 2 innings. I can't remember the last time they lost to Harrison Allen final, 2009, I believe.
And we haven't had predictions.
You look at Neyland's team, Fraser, and they're different every week.
That's right.
You got Nick Koeman in there 1 week, he's not there.
Yeah, people are stepping in.
Ashley Sutton was batting this week. He hasn't played for a few weeks, but they still turn teams over.
That's right.
Can you see past them for the Harrison Allen this year?
No, I think they'll have a battle in the league. I generally do.
Yeah.
Like Gordon said, they've got a few availability problems. I know players are the Carew are coming strong, and I know they are interchanging their team a lot. In the Harrison Allen, I mean, look, if they are going to lose, I think they'll beat Saundersfoot. If they are going to lose, I think they're going to have to be beaten in the semi-final by whoever draws them there. You'd rather play them over 1 innings than 2. They're too well vested on that day.
Yeah, okay. That's the local cricket. We should just mention the T20 International Cup that's going on, because since we've last done a Pure West Sports show, who knew the USA were good at cricket, eh?
Incredible, isn't it?
Incredible. I mean, they look quite handy, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And I mean, I don't quite buy into this theory that it's going to take the game off in America. I think you asked 99% of the public and they still wouldn't care. But it has been good viewing, and hopefully it'll do a little bit to grow the game there. But some funny pitches over in the States as well. I think Whitland Theatre would struggle to run for that. Not this T20 bash stuff Gordon Thomas likes, with teams chasing down 200. You see South Africa this afternoon have defended 113.
I think they just won by 4 runs.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. What's the deal there? Is it because these? Because I've watched a few of the games, and are these are stadiums that have been purpose built, I guess, so the wickets maybe have been created. Yeah, exactly, and they are tricky. And Scotland have been a bit of a revelation as well, haven't they?
Yeah. Top of the group there.
Top of the group, top of the group, and just
England in trouble. Need to win all the remaining games.
They're capable of doing it, though. They are capable of doing it.
They are, but even that might not quite be able to get them through.
You're right.
Yeah, they were given a bit of a lesson by Australia, weren't they? Just maybe feel the team hasn't quite evolved it in that T20 tournament. I don't know what the two of you think, but they are in trouble, I think, to make it through.
I think Matthew Mott's under a lot of pressure now. They've gone from being the best white ball team in the world to, if they have a dismal T20 World Cup following the one-day World Cup, this position could be under scrutiny.
Yeah, and what about Joss Butler? Is he coming to the end as captain, maybe?
Potentially, I think so. He's still a remarkable player. We saw it the way he set off against Australia. But he'll be under pressure too. Like I said, they were up there with the elite in white ball cricket and they're struggling at the moment.
Yeah, no, indeed. All right, well, I think we'll leave the cricket there for now. Just to say, in the first hour of the show this evening, we had a good interview with the Neyland skipper. Sean Hannon was talking to you, Fraser, because it wasn't just league action, was it, for Neyland this weekend? There was the Welsh Cup as well, wasn't there, on Sunday?
No, what Gordon just touched on then. They were much changed for that, and Ammanford are a strong team. We actually went to the final, didn't we, back in 2019 when Ammanford beat Neyland in that final. They'll be disappointed, but I don't think it'll be a bad thing for them domestically. They're playing a lot of cricket.
They are. And like you say, not everybody's available.
No. Not on a Sunday.
No.
But it was good to hear, Sean. Always good to come on Pure West Sport, and you'll be able to hear that as a catch-up on the website, purewestradio.com, if you want to listen back to the first hour of the show. He was on really good form talking to Fraser. Also good to hear from Mark Williams as well, who was brilliant talking to KT. That event that was at Haverfordwest Rugby Club, and there's videos of that on the Pure West Radio Facebook page as well. He was playing pool, and I think he'd already played 5 frames before he spoke to KT, and the thing hadn't even started because people were just wanting to play against him. But he actually said he's not much of a pool player, which I thought was quite interesting. I think he's a top snooker player, but there's obviously a difference. You would think if you're that good at snooker, pool would be easy.
I imagine he cubes the ball all right, to be honest with you.
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to mention it, but KT will tell us all about it. How good he is.
Yes, yeah. Wiped the floor with KT, I believe, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
7-balled him. Did
he? Oh, well, he kept that quiet, Katie. All right. And there's some really good videos on the Facebook page to have a look at that. Well done, Gordon Fraser, for outing him there. Nice stuff. We will take a minute. We're going to come back in a sec because yesterday the triathlon, of course, was on in Fishguard and Goodwick. I think around 1,000 triathletes took part, and we're going to talk to one of them in a few moments. That's Rodri Morgans. He'll be joining us. And before the end, we're going to do some predictions ahead of the Euros, which start, of course, on Friday night. So give us yours, and we'll read some of those out in part 3, and we'll ask whether it is now the end of the line for the Wales head coach Rob Page as well after a disappointing international break. That's all to come with part 2 and part 3 on the way on Pure West Sport next.
Evans and